Hello, this is Jacob from OpenWeb, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of web design. So what we're going to be talking about is the user's purpose for accessing a website and catering your website for this purpose. We're going to look at 3 examples here today: Google, YouTube, and then the skeleton of OpenWeb. So when you're designing the homepage of your website, the first thing you want to keep in mind is why is the user accessing this website? And the reason for them accessing their website, you want to make it the most obvious thing on the web page. So let's look at Google first. So when a user goes to google.com, they most likely know exactly what they're trying to look for, which is why the search bar is the most prominent thing on the web page. It's minimal, it's hard to screw up, but it does not take away from the accessibility to other functions of google.com. That's why if you look up here in the corner, you still have all the other Google products, your sign-in, everything else. But what's important is that the most essential thing for the website is at the front page. But that's a pretty basic example. Next, we're going to be looking at youtube.com, and obviously it's a much more complex kind of layout, but it's still the same idea. So when a user accesses youtube.com, it's pretty ambiguous on whether they know what they're looking for, if they're just going there to kill time. So that's why you have an easily accessible search bar at the top of the website. So if you're trying to look for a video, but that's only a section of what first catches your eye. As you go through the YouTube website, you also have videos right down the middle of the page if you don't know what you're looking for. And the third reason why someone would be looking at the website is to catch up on the channels that they're subscribing to, which is why the left portion of the page is taken up by the home, trending, and then your subscriptions. And the most important thing to keep in mind when you're looking at these kind of websites is that while you're prioritizing things to make sure that the user easily accesses them, you're also not taking away from the utility of your website. You want to make sure that things are obvious, but you also want to make sure that it's not too difficult to access other portions of your website. And the one I can most describe in depth is our own website, OpenWeb. As of now, the website is not completely done, so this is a skeleton of the website. But the same kind of mentality applies. So when we were designing OpenWeb, we figured that the user going to OpenWeb would have some sort of idea of what they want to learn. That's why we have the bracket search box right at the front of the page. It's the only thing that's in color, so that way it pops out. It's super obvious what the purpose of this is. And then we showed a little part of the featured bar at the bottom of the page to let the user know that there's still more to go. But the big idea is that we showed the search bar first. It is the most obvious thing on the website, and then we added all the extras after. And while we aren't spoon feeding the user into how to use our website, we make it pretty obvious on what everything is there for. We have the search bar because we think our user would know what they want to search for. And then we also have all of the big sections of the website at top, so they're easily accessible. And we kind of hint at more of the website at the bottom, so they know that they're able to scroll down. So all in all, the big idea that you want to keep in mind is that you want to keep the user's purpose in mind when you're designing a website. You want to make sure that the user is easily able to access the portions of the website that are going to be most frequently used, while prioritizing these things over other lesser details of your website without losing the function and utility of your website as a whole. That was about it. Thank you for tuning into OpenWeb.